We welcome you to beautiful Boca Raton, Florida for the Bushes Boca Raton Bowl. As Capital One Bowl Mania continues, a triple header on ESPN, and it kicks off here in Boca. The Louisville Cardinals out of the ACC taking on the Toledo Rockets from the MAC. Moss with a loaded backfield, hands it off to Keon Brown, breaks a tackle. Here's Keon Brown already into Toledo territory. A big gain of 31 to ignite the opening drive.
And what an injection of energy to get Keon Brown to play in this game. We weren't sure he was going to be able to play. He'd been dinged up a little bit toward the end of the season, but he's opting in to play in the bowl game. Starts this thing off with a heck of a run.
They missed the last couple of games for Louisville. They decided to rehab and come back and play for the Cardinals. Colin Lacey, another Louisville first down, and the Cardinals shot out of a cannon to start this game. Play action. Moss surveys, throws. It's caught. Touchdown, Louisville. Trayshawn Hurry and Moss put it right on the money to open the scoring in Boca.
And Jay, the thing that stands out is the protection. Miller Moss had all day long. You know, Toledo chooses to rush three, but a good job Miller Moss just moving around that pocket, buying time until he can find Trayshawn Hurry right there standing in the middle of the end zone. And we should mention Toledo's defense, without their best edge guy, Malachi Davis, they really could have used him right there.
And without their two starting safeties, all MAC safeties on that drive.
Louisville without one of their best defensive tackles, Renee Conga. He hit the portal, but still a formidable front.
Relatively intact. Great catch. Ball a little behind him on a 3rd and 3, and Trayvon Rudolph made the adjustment to haul it in. First down, Toledo. And a new play caller for Toledo today with their head coach Jason Candle taking the UConn job. He called the offense in his 10-year tenure as head coach. Osborne, the ball popped out.
That ball's out.
And this is going to be Louisville football in Toledo territory. Osborne trying to make a play with his feet.
And that's the thing, Jay, is, you know, he wants to make a play. It's his first start, but you got to have great ball security. Just a little too loose with that football as he goes to try to run it. And Louisville defense, as they've done most of the year, come up with some big turnovers.
Now trying to cash in on the favorable field position. Play action. Moss with pressure, steps up, throws, wide open. Touchdown, or first down Louisville, excuse me, Antonio Meeks. Moss on 3rd and 12. Good protection again. Nobody open though. Pocket collapses and down he goes. First couple of reads not there, and Martez Pointer, another sack and a loss of 6. So instead of a punt and a touchback, an opportunity to nail one for 50 plus. And it's blocked. Toledo all over it. A scramble for the ball, and the Rockets deliver on special teams. Eshawn Carter all over that one.
And this is a lot of times the difference, Jay, in these bowl games, right? Special teams. And Toledo has a defense that can take a ball back on a kick return, but also Eshawn Carter with the block, some momentum for the Rockets.
11 rushing touchdowns on the season, 2 receiving for Traynham, and he did miss 2 games, but should go over 1,000 yards rushing today. Osborne, best pass of the afternoon for that young man, finds Junior Vanderost, the Florida native, for a gain of 16.
Excellent throw by Osborne here, and the first smart thing he did was finding Junior Vanderost.
He's looked a lot better on this drive than he did the previous one, which resulted in a fumble. Osborne, 2nd and 9. Decides to tuck and run again. Breaks a tackle. First down and more. Into the red zone. Finally thrown down at the 17-yard line. Gain of 17. And Toledo in business with Osborne. A 41-yard attempt. You can do it so many times in practice, but your first college kick for real against Louisville, trying to put Toledo on the board. And Hammond drills it, left no doubt.
And Jay timed it up well. We mentioned earlier there's a wind that's kind of swirling here, but there was absolutely no wind right there. You didn't see a lot of dips in his play. That's his second TFL of the game.
Osborne throws. It's caught. Toledo first down. The freshman Ryder Treadway. Great route there. A gain of 20 to move the chains. Osborne flips it. Christian spins out of a tackle. He's got another Toledo first down. So crafty. Kenji Christian looked dead for a loss of 3, and instead he turns it in to a gain of 15.
He has 2 punt return touchdowns on the season. You got to be careful here.
Very dangerous return man, not going to get to him. It's blocked. There's a flag down. But as it stands, terrific field position for Louisville. A.J. Green shot in and blocked it right off Ruggles' foot. 6 penalties against Toledo, Jerry, and a lot of these you were telling us during the break are fundamental. And that's a live ball and a fumble. Toledo has it. Maybe we'll get Jerry McGinn's thoughts on this, because this is a huge takeaway. Hudson Miller there to scoop it up. That pass clearly behind the line of scrimmage. Looking for Antonio Meeks to set up a trick play, and instead it's a takeaway for Toledo.
And once that ball was thrown a little bit low, but Colin Lacey, not the urgency to pick that thing up. Once that ball is low and on the ground, you got to dive on that thing. And it was actually Toledo. It was a poor throw. There's Clev Lubin moving from one, now back to the other side.
Lubin got a late rush there. Still trying to get home. Osborne in a chase. Just decides to tuck and run. Might have gained 3 or 4, but this will bring up 4th down. Third and 1. Isaac Brown trying to pick it up. He's stuffed. Not going to get there.
Isaac Brown, ball carrier.
And more flags come in. There's a helmet off.
In this game, Jay, he's not trying to force things, right? He's not yet thrown a ball into a bad coverage or anything. Just take what the D gives you.
Spins out of a tackle. Still on his feet, Osborne. Caleb Osborne taking over at the start of this third quarter. Gain of 12. Would have been a tackle for loss, but the spin cycle for Osborne. Another first down for Toledo. Osborne going to run it again. Another spin and a broken tackle. Osborne inside the 20, and Caleb Osborne is starting to feel it here in Boca.
And I'm confused. It looks like TJ Capers, the middle linebacker, didn't see that Osborne. Watch Capers, 11. He's standing there. He's the spy, and it's almost like he waited on Osborne instead of going up in that line of scrimmage and attacking. You just can't give a guy like Osborne that kind of space.
And now playing with some confidence, a couple of spin moves that have paid off. Wow. And that is the oddest play in the college football season. A ricochet that ends up falling to the right tackle, Cole Rett. You could watch football your whole life and never see a play like this. Ends up being a loss of 3. Local kid, grew up in West Palm Beach, Florida. His high school Cardinal given 17 miles from the FAU stadium. He made his first attempt. This one, he missed it. Had the leg, but not the accuracy, and Louisville survives. And the Cardinals still clinging to that 4-point lead. 0 for 6 on third down this afternoon. Can they convert here? Moss hit as he released it. Right on the money. Colin Lacey, first down Louisville into Toledo territory on a gain of 28.
And they got what they wanted here. Toledo decides to bring some pressure. Okay. Actually, they brought just 4 there, but they caught with no deep safety in the middle of the field.
Handoff. Brown, big hole opens up. Keon Brown barreling forward. First down, Louisville. Gain of 19 all the way to the 10-yard line. Second and goal. Moss slings it. It's caught for a Louisville touchdown. Antonio Meeks on the slant route. And the Cardinals strike to make it 13-3.
I'll tell you what, Jay, we've talked about Moss and the inaccuracies a lot of this game. This ball was absolutely on the money. Right between the 1 and the 5 on Antonio Meeks. Great job throwing the ball away from where the leverage of the defender was.
So Louisville goes 77 yards in 9 plays. And after Toledo has the missed field goal, the Cardinals start to separate here. 14-3.
Still very much locked into those sketches. So what does it mean to have that kind of impact on this game?
It's the greatest, one of the greatest surprises of my career. I'm really honored that this resonates with people the way that it does. Jordan and I had no idea this was what was going to happen. We just happen to be fans. I'm a huge football fan. I love the sport. I love the culture of the sport.
By Miller Moss. Play clock ticks down to 3. Moss trying to push that pile, churning the legs. This will be really close again. Toledo saying he's short, but the officials saying he got the yard he needed. It's signaling for the first down.
Critical, picking up the first.
So a fresh set of downs to start the fourth quarter. Right back to Isaac Brown, and he bounces into the end zone. Touchdown, Louisville. Playing in his first game since November 1st. In an era of everybody opting out of bowl games, Isaac Brown rehabbed and opted in. And now he's into the end zone.
Great vision. Look, that play starts off to his left, and then he sees the daylight to the right, picks up a couple great blocks by his wide receivers on the outside. Here's a great look at it. Bend that thing all the way back. You see Trayshawn Hurry downfield blocking, Colin Lacey blocking. That's how you do it. Again, just staying with that run game, and it's paid off.
Brown responsible for keeping that drive alive like we just showed you by pushing Miller Moss for the first down. They give it to him. First play of the fourth quarter. Takes it into the end zone. Great point. This is not Toledo, Ohio or Louisville, Kentucky weather here. Osborne picks out the tight end Peterson, and he rumbles all his might to the 26-yard line. Gain of 13. First down marker at the 15-yard line to keep this drive alive and really keep Toledo alive in this game, trailing by 18. Osborne throws. Wow. It's caught. Peterson trying to muscle his way. Breaks the plane. Touchdown, Toledo. On 4th and 11, Osborne, the best throw of the afternoon to the big tight end Peterson.
And you can see why Toledo fans are so fired up about Caleb Osborne. This is an absolute shot right down the seam. And then the drive through, Kenji Christensen come from all the way in the backfield to give a little push to Peterson and force him into the end zone. But what a great throw by Osborne.
On 4th down, no less. And if that falls incomplete, really the game's over. And now you're right back in it, going for 2 here.
Try to make it a 10-point game.
Why not? You just completed a 4th and 11 throw for a touchdown.
There's Vander Ross right there.
Osborne looking that way. Throws, it got deflected. Now a flag comes in.
Own it. Defense number 21. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
So Toledo gets another try to pick up this 2-point conversion. Wildcat pays off, untouched, into the end zone. Chip Trainum successful on the 2-point conversion, and just like that, it's a 10-point game. Moss setting up the screen. Keon Brown totally swallowed up. And the Toledo defense delivers. Goal in a college game until today. Hammond from 50. And he absolutely drills it. That is a Boca Raton Bowl record for Robert Hammond, who went to high school 17 miles from FAU Stadium here in South Florida. Louisville was up 21-3 less than 5 minutes ago. Toledo right back in it. Cardinals go to the ground game with Colin Lacey, who picks up the first down, gain of 11. Put this game on ice with a little more than 5 minutes remaining. Right back to Brown. Why not? Running hard, steps on the gas. Isaac Brown is gone. Touchdown, Louisville. '53 yard touchdown, Isaac Brown, to put this game away.
It's a zone run. It's going to start this way, but then he's just going to bend that thing back to the daylight. Just incredible vision by Brown. There it is. Just finds the open hole, and you're cutting back across the grain. Defenders overplayed it a little bit, overran it, and Isaac Brown makes him pay. And again, that's what you have to do. The other team's starting to come back. They feel like they have life. You shut it down. Look at this.
Blocked field goal, and Toledo can return this for 2 points. It's a foot race. Avery Smith, he's going to get there. And Toledo saying, we're not done yet. Special teams has showed up in a big way for Toledo. Their second blocked kick of the day. It turns into 2 points. 11-point game with 4:53 to play. Osborne throwing on first down. It's caught. Junior Vander Ross still on his feet, not going out of bounds, into Louisville territory. Vander Ross, who's described as a top 10 play waiting to happen, gains 19, some pushing and shoving. The Toledo still believing they're right in this thing.
Let's see what Toledo can do.
Osborne, 4 minutes left. Right on the money to Peterson. Ball comes out. Peterson caught that ball, made a football move, and they say he was down. The officials on the field have ruled that Jacob Peterson's knee was down before that ball popped out.
And Peterson just goes right up the seam. Yeah. Yeah, clearly that ball, you know, and wasting away some clock might not be the worst thing, but they still have 2 scores they got to get.
What a catch! Junior Vander Ross. Great grab. Another Toledo first down. But hands it off. Trainum. Bulldozing. Touchdown Toledo. Chip Trainum. Toledo refusing to go away. What a fourth quarter performance.
And what a heck of a drive. You get the pass to Junior Vander Ross. You get the long seam route, couple quarterback runs, and then Chip Trainum, who has been a difference maker for this Toledo offense. And Toledo going to go for 2 again.
To make it a 3-point game. Vander Ross in motion. Osborne looking that way. Hit as he threw it, and it falls incomplete. And Louisville remains up by 5 with 2:24 remaining. Moss in what is his final game in college, trying to hang on to this 5-point lead. They keep it on the ground. Still running. Ball's out. And it goes out of bounds. Big run by Keon Brown, and he gained 21. He did fumble that football, and it goes out of bounds. They go right back to Keon Brown. Has the edge. And it's another first down for Keon Brown. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, the future NFL safety. He is hot over on that Louisville sideline. Toledo's come storming back. The Cardinals just trying to hang on. Isaac Brown running hard. He's got 2 touchdowns today in his return from injury. A late hit from Toledo, and now pushing and shoving. And this is turning ugly over on the Louisville sidelines. Absolutely the last thing you want to see in what has been a hard-fought, well-played bowl game is a scrum over on the Louisville sideline. The officials trying to get in there and doing the best they can to separate these 2 teams. Louisville clearly taking issue with the late hit. We've got the state trooper over there trying to help the melee.
I mean, for Louisville here, you're a few yards away from just icing this game away. You got to control your emotions, get back on the sideline, no more punches thrown, and concentrate on getting this first down.
Isaac Brown, as a flag flies at the line of scrimmage, lost a yard there. But the officiating crew definitely getting their money's worth today. We've had flags all game long, and here's another one.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
But that makes it 5 yards easier for Louisville to pick up this first down. And it is a first down.
A big reason why they're going to come up just short.
A fumble. Miller Moss was going for the kneel down, and he lost the football. There are flags out. Toledo signaling that they have the football. An already chaotic ending to this bowl game may have gone nuts here. Let's get the call.
Delay of game. Defense. Defender swatted the ball in mid-snap.
Okay.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
So that's why there was the fumble.
Requires a 10-second runoff.
What an odd end to this game.
Seconds. It will start.
See if we can get a shot.
There it is.
Yeah.
Disrupted the snap. Well, we had it all at the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl. Louisville wins it 27-22 after a frantic 4th quarter. A reminder, don't forget to check out the ESPN app for our Capital One post-game show.